All right, welcome back to the Break Zone. I'm JT. I'm here covering the Meta Potion Circuit for NorCal's event number 1, and we are now in the top 4. You just saw an amazing match by two of my teammates and two of the top-rated players in the nation, Philip and Jared going at it, with Philip running Water, Lightning, and Jared running Wind, Earth. A lot of good play there. Please go back and check it out if you haven't seen it. It is a legitimate game with some really key plays, some things that you expect from top 4 plays and top 8 plays at this high-level competition. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our top 4. It's going to be between Nia and Brian. Both of these players are players here in. Both of these players are players here in Isle of Gamer, Santa Clara. Legitimate players, both of them, strong players. Nia having just returned from nationals, and Brian is another strong player here. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the match right now. All right, looks like Nia opens first, playing what looks to be Ice Fire and dropping a 3-drop Renoa first turn. It's a good play. It's a good play, but you're not going to get a lot of value out of Renoa if you don't have any forwards out. Renoa's special ability is really going to tap all the forwards, when she gets out. So she does a lot of pressure, and she's a great utility card. I like the play on the first turn of playing a forward. I'm not sure if I would have played Renoa first, but we'll see because he has a plan, and we'll see what he's going to do here. He plays the Genesis, taps it, and hits the Renoa. Brian takes the first hit here, and our top 4 game, our top 4 match, a best of 3 game, and game 1. Wow, nobody's playing any backups in this game, it looks like. Brian plays another a WRO member with the Amon out in play. He's going to swing. Nope, he doesn't swing. Oh, that's right, because Genesis has dulled and frozen Amon. He plays the Godot into a Cloud. He's going to choose the WRO member, or he's going to, right. Let's see what Nia does here. He's going to. Let's go ahead. He's going to go ahead and swing with the Renoa. Brian goes and takes that damage, flipping over Vincent, and he's going to swing with the Genesis and causing Brian to discard a card, because that's when Genesis hits you, that's what happens. Your opponent needs to discard a card. That puts Brian at 3 points of damage. This game looks to be one of the faster games that we're going to be calling today. Brian calls into a Robon, getting rid of the Genesis, and passes his turn. It's Nia is playing really aggressive. I enjoy watching an aggressive play, especially out of Fire and Ice. He does with the Shiva. He is going to go ahead and Dole 2. Brian responds with a Dole of the Renoa to save himself a point of damage, but 2 more gets in. We're now having Nia at 0 and Brian at 5 points of damage in our top 4. You're seeing a very hyper-aggressive deck being played by Nia right here. We'll see how Brian counters that. Brian has been playing strong all day, as has Nia. Both players are finishing in top form today. He's going to swing with the DWR member because it's Brave, flipping over a Snow. And finally, Brian's on the board with a point of damage on Nia. We'll see if Brian can go ahead and try to stabilize the board state right now. Earth is known to do that. You get into the mid-game, you get into around turns 6 and 7, you should start being able to do some things. The party attack coming in with Cloud and Godot, Brian's going to go ahead and block, and he's going to go ahead and choose to break the Cloud here. Renoa is still available, and so is Amon. Is he going to act? No, it looks like Nia's passing the turn, giving Brian a chance to do something here. Brian has backups. He's going to play the Alcid, popping the Renoa. Everything else gets tapped. Ooh, that is a risky play right here. If Nia has anything that's haste ability, he could end this game. really quickly right now. Very risky play hitting that Renoa. We'll see if it pays off for Brian here. He's now at 6 points of damage. He's going to play the Lycee into the Jill, freezing two of Brian's available forwards, and Brian chooses to go. He's at 6 points of damage. He has an opportunity here to further stabilize. However, that Light Zidane came in, causing Brian to discard. He's going to go ahead and play the Vincent and pass his turn. If Nia doesn't put the game away now, he might not have another chance. He needs to think about this a little bit. Brian is going to be able to untap two of his forwards and really put a lot of pressure on Nia. He's going to block with the Zidane. He's going to attack with the Zane, and he's going to block with the Vincent. He's going to have to, if he might not attack here, because he's going to come back and get hit with 3, right? So rightfully, Nia passes the turn. Brian looks to have stabilized the field, especially with 2 backups and 3 forwards. He's going to start swinging and hitting Nia with some points of damage here. Gets 2 quick points of damage and plays a Vincent. Wow, this is really helping Brian here stabilize is the thing. He got to 6 points real fast, but he was able to stabilize with some key plays on Alcides, keeping the Amon alive to duel the Godot during the attack phase, and saving his ability to use death penalty next turn if he draws into Vincent or anything like that. So we're seeing a lot of good plays. Brian has really combated this hyper-aggressive fire ice deck that Nia's piloting right now, and it's looking good. He's stabilized. Now Nia's on the back end. Look, he is winning on points, but he only has 1 backup and 1 forward. It's not a very strong forward. Brian's got 2, and looking at 4 forwards. Nia really doesn't have an opportunity to afford to attack here. He's going to play the Dark Emperor, and as a response, he can't respond to that because you cannot respond to opponents playing a forward. So that Dark Emperor is going to do some work. It's going to stop death penalty. It's going to stop Amon from tapping. He's going to attack with that. And he's going to flip over to Belias, giving his Emperor first strike a 1k. That's effectively stops the rest of the attack because Brian can't afford to lose any more of his forwards because he has board control right now. But it is 4-6 after Nia jumped up to a 0-6 run. Brian's combat with 4 points of damage of his own and seems to have stabilized the board. Without Nia playing any backups, he's playing a lot of resources out of his hand to play any types of forwards. So he has to be really careful about what type of forwards he's going to play. It's really touch and go here. Resource management always comes down to the small plays here. Having just another backup, is already huge. He plays into the Genesis. He's going to duel and freeze the Amon. He's going to swing with the Emperor. He's going to block with Alcid. Got 4 points of damage. Brian needs to play out some more forwards here. That Dark Emperor is really hampering him. That Genesis play was a strong play by Nia. It actually stopped Brian from going in for lethal this turn. Brian plays the Tama. Let's see what else he's gonna do here. He's gonna have to chump block some things if Nia's gonna keep putting the pressure on him right now. Nia's gonna start playing. Let's see what he's got. He looks like both players have about 3 cards in their hands. He's going to do the Shiva. Oh, wow. That might be game here. With the Shiva on the Vincent, Nia attacks with Genesis. Brian has to block here. Unless he has a way to do anything. The Godot is going to come in. He's going to Odin the thing, and he's going to flip over. 7th point of damage. And Nia, hyper aggressive deck, takes the first game here. That's a lot of good play. Brian really came back, gave it a good run, add the board control state, but it's really hard to go against the tempo, mid-game tempo like Genesis. That Genesis play actually, I felt like was the play of the game because it really just it stopped his aim on, and then it gave him enough time to draw um, that one more turn to draw into the Shiva, which is great. Drawing into the Shiva helped him steal the win. So here we are at the top four. We have Nia taking down the first game of a best of three, and we are here covering the Meta Potion circuit. I'm JT with the Break Zone, and we hope you're enjoying this commentary. Watching two players play some high-level competition on Final Fantasy, the card game. We are here at top four. Winner of this goes on to play the grand finals of this event, which we will be covering here. So let's see what Brian's going to do to come back after dropping the first game. He played a strong game. Nia also played a really strong game, really hyper aggressive, coming out early, getting points of damage that really helped him take down this win. So let's see what the next round holds, and we're about to start. Brian does not like his first hand. He's going to go ahead and mulligan into the next. And it looks like Brian's going first. He's going to pitch an Odin to play a red mage and pass his turn. Nia draws his two cards, and let's see what he does here. Is he going to go with the continued hyper aggression, hyper aggro here that has been working so well for him in the first game? And it looks like he's going to go into a Shulky into... Wow, he actually is playing two different cards that we haven't seen played today. Let's take a look at the Cadet that he just played and see how this new card is going to affect the gameplay coming into this round. Neo plays into a sink. That's gonna choose a forward if possible. Must block this turn. We'll see what he does. We'll see what he does. Again, Nia coming out really aggressive with two forwards and no backups. We'll see if this if Brian's seeing this come out and realizing it and playing the aim on first, tapping the Shulky. Again, we're seeing the whole I play a card, I get another card in for free. This has been working really well for Nia right now. He's playing really aggressive. Dole Freeze, going to go in for 2 points of damage. This deck is ruthless in terms of damage. He is really quick on getting on the board, just like he did in the last game. But we saw in the last game, Brian was able to counter that and make a good run for coming back at it. He plays a WRO member. That Genesis Dole Freeze, again, coming in at a right time. If Nia has anything to incapacitate the WR member, he can get in for 3 points of damage. If not, he's gonna have to slowly tick away, giving Brian a little bit of breathing room. Being quick, playing these hyper aggressive decks, you have to remember that you're not going to get a lot of value for your cards. They're going to be lower powered. They're not going to be as big. He's going to attack with the... Wow, he's going to attack and then right into a Cyclops for an easy trade, making all of his available forwards lose 3,000 points of damage and effectively stopping Nia's barrage in this round. Unless Nia wants to go ahead and continue. Nope, he's going to go and pass his turn. So Brian's key play of the Cyclops comes in again and stopping the attack. He's going to go ahead and pass his turn. Nia now has a red mage back out, so it's going to help him with a little bit of the CP management that he has. He doesn't have to pitch all his cards to play a card, so it's going to alleviate a little bit. Most decks run up to 2. He's actually going to use a special, which she gains 5,000 power and Brave until the end of turn. You can only use it during your turn. So, and attack. So the sync is supposed to be brave, but Brian went and played the Amon on that, using up the ability power. Good play. Looks like he might have something going on in terms of defense. Getting it a little bit sooner this time around. This is what's good about these best of 3 games. You start to see how other players play, and you make your adjustments to see if you can combat that. Dropping to Renoa is good. Renoa is a strong card. You always have to deal with her. You can keep attacking with her. If they block and she dies, everyone else gets through. If they deal with her, everyone else gets through. It really puts Brian kind of on a ticking time bomb right now. He's going to play the Robon. It's going to go and knock out the Light Zidane, leaving the board state slightly in Brian's favor, even though he has 2 points of damage. But Nia's still got cards. He's got cards to play. And we've seen him be able to put a lot of forwards out on the board really, really fast. So let's see what he does here. He's going to attack with the Renoa. He's going to block with the Amon. Let's see. The Brunhilde on the Amon. As a response, both of them go. These guys all tap and 2 points of damage coming in. And Brian plays into the Vincent. So we have Brian at 3 points of damage and Nia at 2. Brian attacks, causing Nia to take his first point of damage, and Brian's on the board. He's got to be careful here. He knows Nia's running ice. He knows Nia has access to cards like, Shivas and whatnot. You always have to be mindful when you're playing ice or fire, because your guys are always targetable. So let's see what Nia does here. He needs to keep the pressure on. He cannot give Earth Lightning some time to build up a wall. That wall is going to be a lot larger than anything Nia can pump out with this quick deck here. All right, Nia's taking his time to see what he wants to do here. He's staring down 3 forwards. Brian again, quick to stabilize. Took a bit of damage, but less than he did last time. He's looking like he's got a good handle on Nia's early aggression. Even got in a point of damage to bring this match a little bit closer in. Nia plays into another Renoa. And Renoa is such a strong card. It's really, really good for both attack and defense, causing mismatches. You're going to have to deal with it. And when you do, you're going to pay. When I play a Renoa, I like to flood the board so that when I attack, they have to let her through, because if they don't, they're looking at lethal. Into a Whir of Light. Okay, so Nia continues with the aggression. Brian counters with another WRO member to combat this early aggression. Let's see what else he can do here. He's going to go ahead and pass his turn. Looks like he's playing on the defensive here. If if we see a death penalty, it's going to wreak havoc across Nia's board. He needs to act quickly. That death penalty is, he has to be mindful of that. He has to see the Vincent out. He has to know that if a death penalty comes out, and that's why he drops the Dark Emperor. That was a good play. He duly realized that the death penalty could happen. And dropping the Emperor is going to stop the death penalty from hitting him and wiping out, half, if not more, of his board. And he passes the turn. Wow. Would have been more aggressive there. Definitely would have been much more aggressive. He has access to Renoa. Right now you don't want her on the field. You want her out, and you want to swing. So, having that Renoa, you need to use her, or she's not going to be of much use to you at all right now. So giving Brian a chance here to see what else he can do here. Right, Brian looking through his break zone to see what are his possibilities here. It's great. It's great to see different types of decks. We're seeing, this fire water deck piloted by Nia. Really aggressive. Lots of tempo. A lot of good cards. A lot of fast cards. Not very big in terms of power, but getting the job done. Getting the job done right now. And also equally good is Brian combating this hyper aggressive play and actually stabilizing the board. It's a lot of skill on both players' sides to play aggressive and to combat the aggressiveness. My hat's off to both of them. It's been a great game so far. All right, looks like Nia's going to go on defensive here. It's going to make somebody not be able to block. Is that what he's trying to do here? Oh, he's going to force somebody to block right now. So he's going to try and trade. Right. So everything gets tapped, and here comes the barrage. Exactly. You don't want to see Renault on the field when you have more forwards than they have life. So he's going to play that Rob on, hopefully to ping something, and it brings Brian to 6. But he has a lifeline. He has an opportunity. He still has a turn. That Renault really dealt him some damage, but the Dark Emperor is out of the way. Maybe he can pull something off here. Maybe he can't. We'll just have to see. It is again Nia pulling off a lot of aggression, a lot of speed here. In fact, unmatched speed. We'll see if Brian can put some damage out. Both of those guys are brave, so he's gonna get some free damage in. 2 Shivas in a row on the damage. Wow, any one of those would have ended the match in Nia's favor. Both of them on the damage zone. That might be the most clutch damage I've seen all day. That is really strong. Really fortuitous on Brian's end. No more Shivas, I believe. So that is great play right there. Free damage in. Let's see what else Brian has planned to hopefully maybe come back from this hyper aggressiveness. He's gonna go ahead and play right into a Sage. He's gonna take the Sage. He's gonna get back. He's gonna get back his WRO. Going to pitch to play the commander for the WRL. So now all of those commanders, all of those WR members are a lot bigger. This is really going to help. So this is what I'm talking about. Hyper aggressive decks, you're going to let these earth decks linger around. They're going to build a wall that is really big. That is going to be really big. All it takes is a WR commander. Skillfully played with the Sage. Now he's got a wall. He's got no Shivas, at least none of those 2 Shivas, and Brian has effectively stabilized the board right now. Even though he's at 6 damage, he has an opportunity here to take this match still. Even though he's at 6, it's going to be harder for Nia to punch through when those guys are that big. They all get plus 2,000, and if they have 2 WR members, they also get an extra 1,000, and they're brave, so they're looking at plus 3,000, and they're brave. They're huge, and now you have these huge walls, and you're looking at just trying to punch in for 1 point of damage, which is why those 2 Shiva hits on Nia's damage zones are such a big, big deal. He could have easily doled 2 and swung in for a point of damage. He could easily doled all 4 of them and swung in for points of damage. That Shiva is only a 2-drop, so you know that type of tempo play, you need it at this point, especially when you're letting Earth linger to the mid game, and we're officially well into the mid game here, where Earth starts to shine. It starts to pull away. It starts to get bigger. It starts to get more. It starts to synergize, and right now, those guys are going to start punching Nia's front line. He needs an answer right now. Nia plays into a light Zidane and decides to draw, hopefully getting something that can help him out here. I really like this deck that Nia is playing. It's quick. It's quick. It's quick. I don't know if he had an opportunity to end it sooner, but right now he is gonna feel some WRO pain. Those guys are all brave and they're huge. He lets that one go through. He's gonna give something for a strike, make it a little bit bigger, and draw a card. Brian continues his assault. Nia's gonna take that point of damage, flipping over a Warrior of Light. Let's see what he does now. Hats off, Brian. Well played. Being able to stabilize that field. Not a lot of decks, not a lot of players can do that. I believe Nia's coming in to top 4, completely undefeated, and so watching Brian be able to stabilize a deck against such a fast and heavy aggro deck so quickly. He does draw a Shiva. Let's see if this is enough right here to end the match. He's going to go ahead and discard the Jill, playing into a 3rd Shiva. Holy moly. He's going to burn that last Brewhilder onto... It's going to... Wow. And he's going to start swinging. Wow, that's 2 Shivas in a row. Really, really strong draws for him right here. He's going to go through it. He's going to pitch drill to Shiva. He wants to make sure everything's being played correctly here. He's going to pitch those 2. And then he's going to pitch 1 to Red Mage so that person can't block. So that's the play going on here. He's going to double Shiva into a Red Mage. There's not much that Brian can do here. Let's see what he could try and accomplish, because this guy can't block. And he sweeps. That is a game. Nia comes back with the double Shiva into a Red Mage. Brian played skillfully here to stabilize the field. He did a very good job. It's just really hard to walk through that much tempo. Again, this is just a strong play on both sides. You're looking at 2 very, very strong players coming in here at the top 4, looking in top form. Really, both plays. Brian played phenomenally to stabilize the field after the early barrage that Nia's been putting out. He had opportunities. It's just hard to get past all that much tempo. Brian did good to pull him into the mid game, to get bigger, to get larger. But that tempo doesn't care just how big you are. It doesn't. It doesn't care how big your forwards are. It doesn't care about special abilities. It's going to dull you. So that type of tempo is key here. And Nia waited at the right time to play it, and he rightfully earns a spot into the grand finals of the NorCal event number 1 for the Meta Potion Circuit. We're going to be back with the grand finals, so stick around, and we hope you like everything that we're doing. If you do, hit the subscribe button, thumbs up if you like what we're doing, thumbs down if you don't, and as always, Feel free to post as many messages as you like. We'll definitely take a look at it. So definitely stick around. We're going to be right back with our grand finals. And before we start our grand finals, I want to give a huge shout out to Anna, the staff, and for Isle of Gamers and Elusive Comics and Games for giving us a fantastic place to host our first event for the NorCal circuit, for the Meta Potion NorCal circuit. I also want to thank our SoCal sisters stores, as well as our organizers, Matthew Okimoto, Kyle McGinty. Thank you for organizing all of this. The players here are enjoying it. We hope you're enjoying the stream and all the high-level play. We will be back with the grand finals for our first NorCal event for the Meta Potion circuit. We'll see you in a bit.